Hello. Everything seems to be going fine. Let's see. Oh, Lord. Anyway, doing more MSQ. Yep. You and Kryle both have urgent news to share. Hers is perhaps more urgent. Yeah, I highly doubt that, to be fair. Like, I don't see how what she's gonna tell me is more interesting than the thing that just happened to me. Have you learned more of the final days? Yes. The journey was well worth the risk. No doubt your newfound knowledge will be a great boon to us all. Fortunately, during your time on the First, events have taken a turn for the worse. Scions are running themselves ragged trying to contain the spread of blasphemies, but it's a losing battle. To try and ascertain the where and why of it, Alizé and Alphino have been traveling all over. Of all the regions they visited, Lucus Amonis is the worst affected. Banker Destinian Graha took a detachment of allied soldiers there to offer succor to those in need. The province is vast. I only managed to visit a handful of coastal villages. It was an accomplishment worth celebrating still, but a drop in the bucket at best. In the meantime, Ishtola and Master Mitoya have been making concerted effort to establish contact with Heidel in the Ethereal Sea, but no avail. As for Tatra and I, we've been keeping a close eye on the Forum. From what we gather, they've been constructing a vessel to ferry people to the moon, an ambitious project that has likely been years if not decades in the making. However, since we've seen no sign of it thus far, I suspect it's still incomplete. You also recall the proposal issued by Master Fortunato to the people of Ratzadon. Following their discussion, Vritra declared his support for the plan and urged those who wish to evacuate to accept the Forum's invitation. So far so good, but that's where things got a little strange. Apparently, the Forum caught wind of the lunar teleporter in the Tower of Babel and decided to use it to deliver people to the moon instead of their mysterious ship. Therefore, to secure safe passage for the Hanish refugees to the tower, Alphino, Alizé, Sini, and Graha traveled to Garlemald not long ago. Trouble is, the capital is hardly the safest place to begin with, and now the final days have come to Garlemald. Shortly after our friends arrived, they were sent to rendezvous with Master Fortunato. Then panic broke out and our communications were severed. From what fragments we're able to make out before the link shell went completely silent, we can only assume the phenomenon has spread to the capital. Okay. It doesn't need you, Lena. You must help them. But I've got a plan. You don't understand. I got a plan. I can help them. Kinda. Hold on, let me fix my cam as per I have to do every single time. Heck yeah, baby. Whoa. Nice. Alright. Having you there will make all the difference, I'm sure of it. Camp Broken Glass was their first port of call, so you best start there. Hopefully Lucia will know where they are. So I'm telling what you'll be walking into, so you best take every possible precaution. Alright, let's go. So... Hold on. Can I not tell Kryle and Tataru about what just happened? Oh, okay. I guess not. It's kind of hard to explain how good the MSQ's been so far. But holy moly cannoli banoli, my dudes. Like, it's so good. Like, it's so good, though. Like, it's really, really that good. Give me this card. Oh, it's so expensive. Who put crafting increase? Is our freaking thing angry? It's fine. I have some aetherite passes, kind of. Make it a bit cheaper, at least. Ah, and the music, though. It's so nice. So nice. They reuse a few themes, but I'm not upset about it. What's up, Lucia? On a moment too soon, the skies over Garlemald are ablaze, and it's events on the ground that concern me. You have heard your scions arrived ahead of you. We cut the customary greetings short after we received words from our troops on the Magna Glacies that the Forum's airship had landed. Then that the heavens began to burn. I dispatched your friends at once to ensure the refugees come to no harm. To have you join them immediately. Additional support is en route, but we will discuss them later. I trust you're ready. Oh, good. Yeah, got it, got it. The 37 cutscenes will play in a row. Are you ready? Yeah. Oh, hey, what's up, my dude? It doesn't say you're here on my stream alert device. You know, just playing MSQ. Gonna be at this for a couple hours, so... If you were... Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, if you were hoping for something else, I apologize. I do think I'm getting relatively close to the end, though.
No. No. We were promised an escape. Not the same we fled.
No, you can't be like that, bro. You will turn into horrible demon men.
I shall not meet my final days here in this blasted waste. Calm yourselves. Your panic is our greatest enemy.
Yeah, it's true.
Come, we must build a line of defense.
Literally, it's a catch-22. The more you're worried about dying, the more likely you are to die.
How?
Leave the fighting to us, Father. You must lead the people to safety.
He's like, yo, you're a sage? That's not even possible. Or something. Yo, Estinian's so sick. Yeah, I agree.
I can handle this, Pat.
You shall tend to the refugees. Let us be about it.
As you wish, my little lord.
And I have the sudden urge to complain about Monk. But alas, I shan't do as such. Alright, I'm Alpha now as a sage. Hey, I know how sages work. Oh. I don't have the sage move, though.
Help is at hand.
I have this. Levadio diagnosis? What the heck?
Leave it to me.
5. Dosis 3. Crosis 7. Levayor Dosis 3? What the heck? These are just the same moves, except they're, I don't have to use the thing. No, stop. No, stop with the no hope thing. No, the literally, oh. Dude. You're literally just making it worse for yourself, my dude.
Come with me.
Bro, you're literally wrong. You're literally wrong.
Deep breaths.
You're going to turn 2 if you keep thinking like this. Just stop.
You're safe now.
Oh, everyone's turning into monsters. Ooh, Oh wait, literally saying that turns you into a monster, so just don't.
Worry not for the refugees, but for yourself.
Yo, Estinian, heal up. Ow. Prognosis. Oh, good. I didn't actually hit Estinian with it. It's fine, though. I just have to heal him. No issues. No issues at all. Ah, crud. Yo, I'm dying. Help me. Help me. God. Do I live? I'm good at the game. Confirmed. Or not confirmed, I guess. I'm confirming it right now. Let it be known. I am the king of all video games and have never died in any of them. I'm sure it has one somewhere. Maybe.
But not hard enough.
They fight hard, but not hard enough. This trial's giving people the wrong idea. They're gonna think that you can tank as Dragoon, and then they're just gonna die. Yeah, see, there's its face. That has one. Now it's dead.
Help! Someone, please!
What?
Ball. Oh shit, it's the ball! Bro, how'd this thing tackle you? There's no way it can jump.
Don't. I don't want to die.
Forward! Let not a single fiend escape!
Whoa, wow! The Garleans!
Wait, that's... Euless and the army. So, you've recovered then?
Wow.
Time enough to be of aid, for once. We can speak of it more later. For now, we must fight! To repay your salvation in kind, or with better! For Garlemald has her pride!
Yeah, do it then. Get him.
Of that I've no doubt.
Good gods. Of all possible saviors, the Imperial Army. Oh,
I mean, they've hardly saved you. What the heck?
I had hoped to take all of them down at once.
Think a withdrawal might be in order?
Oh, sod that. You know who would never abandon these people to their fate.
You know, I like how they can't say my name.
Friends, that'd be beyond cruel. These beasts must fall here and now.
It's just not allowed.
Well then, I'd say it's high time we threw caution to the winds.
They should just have like an awkward text-to-speech voice.
The heroic sacrifices.
So whenever they say my name, they just text-to-speech it. And I play as Alizé? Alright, let's go. I have Multinae, right? No, I do. Wait, I have the full Scorch combo here? Bruh. Let's use it now. Let's just do it. Whatever. Literally, I have every red mage move in one button. Why do I have the full cast for Thunder? What? Oh, I don't have to, right? It's for Cure. Boom. Boom. Yeah, whatever, man. I'm not about it. I don't need to be about it. Just get bodied. Come here. Yeah, I've got a Verholy with your name on it. What the hell did you use, Graha?
I'm fine.
Yeah, I didn't say otherwise. Ow. Here, take your cure, if you will. Yeah. I know how mechanics work. Don't worry about me. We went to the same one, you idiot! I know, they give me enough time to move. Hurry up and fall so I can hit the thing. Thanks. Now's our chance.
I'm not done yet.
I don't have to be done now. Like, you have Vercure, you're good. This thing hasn't used a single move that even came close to one-shotting it.
Nothing to worry about.
Uh-oh.
The air crackles with energy. Find cover.
I got it. I have cover. Uh-oh.
As they say, turnabout's fair play.
Hold on, I'll use your limit break as soon as I'm... There we go. Vermilion Pledge. Let's go. Flashbang, baby. That did like 2 damage. Oh, never mind. Yeah, that was sick. Let's go.
There's not the barest trace of ether. Maybe there really is no way to bring them back.
Thank you for saving our lives once again. I remember you from Purusha. You helped us there too, didn't you?
Yeah, probably. I don't
Oh,
freaking
you're
know.
from Palaka's stand. I'm glad you're still in one piece. Or you will be, once I see to that injury of yours.
Look out!
You know, these healing magics are always like a tractor beam that you just kind of like wave over them for a while. In cutscenes, anyway. Oh, yo! Trailer moment! Wait. Yo, you stole my thunder, Tia. What the
Out
heck?
of here! Quickly! I won't lose them.
Yeah, but like in game,
Not a
that's not
one.
how they work.
This will be a brighter future. I won't let a madman's apocalypse ruin everything we've fought to achieve.
Get it together, Alize. You're embarrassing yourself. And in front of father, no less.
Yeah, I get that.
You might never measure up to our champion.
I don't know, you're kind of close. Ish.
But we ask too much of him as it is. You mustn't let Eorzea's hero fight alone.
Yo, speak of the devil. Yare, yare, motherfuckers. Greetings, comrades. This is why you should never skip your squat regimen. Yeah, dude. I'm about the squats. Let's go.
I can look after myself, you know.
Yeah, but you know, you can't You can't look out for those glutes, apparently.
Everything's in order, I trust?
I've had enough of this rabble. Come on!
Yo, I'm about to frickin' toast this man. Straight up, he about to be toasted. Lightly fried and battered.
Oh, a trio for the ages.
Come here, you. Yo, I gotta look up the frickin' other, like, date night scenes.
Just the beginning.
Oh my god, could you be any weaker? Jeez, dude. What move are you even using? You're dead. Oh, shoot.
I had a feeling I'd find you here.
Hey, what's up, dudes?
This should be the last of the worst troublemakers. With me!
With me? I was here first. With me. Frickin' Estinian. How dare you? Are we worried, bro? Like, come on. We've all seen this AoE before. You think I'm scared? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. I'm gonna... Oh. Sneeze has been dealt with. Leave the healing to me. Did y'all get my divine veils? I think you did. Wait, what buff is that? Oh, that's Alphino's heal.
I'm in your debt.
And I can't wait to get my level 90 skill that just lets me drop 300 swords on people. That was rude. I still didn't get hit. Imagine being so bad, if you would. Don't. Easy. Blow my nose. Here we are. Oh, I didn't... Did I mute? I don't know. I wasn't totally paying attention.
You must board without delay. The ship will depart ere long.
Your offer to host us in Charlian is most appreciated. But will the final days not soon fall upon it as well?
It will.
Your hesitation is not unwarranted. The satrap entrusted me with your lives, yet I have failed your comrades. Nor are you wrong to fear that this corruption will continue to spread. I cannot promise you complete safety, even in my homeland. What I can promise is that I will do all in my power to protect you. That power is not inconsiderable. Even now, my countrymen are preparing the vessel that will deliver us to a sanctuary on the moon. Join us on our journey there, and beyond, to new horizons. Come to old Charlian. Please.
We would be fools to refuse such a generous offer made in earnest.
I mean, you say that, but literally everyone just got murked. Like...
It seems they've a new destination.
So I'm pretty sure I've killed more monsters than there are NPC models in this game.
The people of Radzat-Han have known too much suffering. The march to Garlemald will only bring them more, short though it may be.
I quite agree. Fortunately, they have you to look after them.
Yes. Well.
Behind you! Just there!
But, what now? Where was this guy?
More of them.
Why is he so far away from everyone? Oh, it died. Oh, shit.
Xenos! Here!
Ah, here we go. Xenos joins the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Hurry to the airship.
Yeah, probably not gonna happen, all things considered.
Why have you come?
Good, though.
A heretofore unseen beast. 'Twas ripe for the slaying. Poor sport, alas. Unfit to temper my blade.
I get you, man.
You cannot still be on about a rematch.
That is and has ever been my sole concern. You, on the other hand, are fixated on a different quarry. Your passion pales before mine. Yet neither hate nor despair seems sufficient to recapture your misdirected bloodlust.
Okay.
So, I hone my blade, and I wait.
That's it. That's all you care about.
Yes, what? Why are you acting like this is some weird thing? Some new discovery? This has been his, like, whole fetish.
Garlemald is in ruins. Our homeland, the nation you rule, is as good as gone. Along with so many of its people, not just soldiers like us, Not only those who fought and killed for power and duty. Innocent civilians. Murdered by their own flesh and blood. Lost and confused as they breathed their last.
Yeah, and it was kind of his fault, actually.
While we who survived with our lives and minds intact were left to freeze to death. The Eorzeans tell me all this was your doing. You slaughtered your countrymen. You did. For what?
For nothing in the end. So much wasted effort.
He really just doesn't care.
You bastard!
Yeah, I mean, that much is obvious.
You must control your anger. It will serve no one should it consume you and see you transformed.
Would you be happier had I a good reason?
Unlikely.
What?
If my motives met with your approval, would you no longer resent the outcome? If so, then perhaps a beast's skin would suit you better.
Yo, he's right. Oh my god, Xenos.
Morality. All constructs of convenience when put to proof.
Oh my god.
Surely the war taught you how easily power becomes the tool of the self-righteous. How the people's justice was merely a means to their ends?
I didn't know Xenos was based.
Yet you would ask me why. Ask any creature of this star and those above for answers, and they will tell you what suits their fancy. And they would be right to do so. What meaning there is to be found in the petty vicissitudes of your existence must be gleaned by you, and you alone.
Oh my god. Xenos literally is like, I'm like, yo, Xenos, how do you know the plot?
Should you seek it in battle in the fruitless pursuit of my demise, then come. Assume your rightful place as a notch on my blade.
You will just die.
You are a blight on the Garlean race, and there would be no more satisfying way to expunge it than by beating you to death. But I will not be party to another tragedy. I refuse to lose anyone else because of you.
Damn.
So go. Go! And may we never suffer your madness again!
Xenos' third eye is lower res than Julius's. Just a random thought. Oh shit, does Alize have a response to that?
You found meaning in living this way. I cannot deny you found strength. Yet if you only pursue your hedonistic pleasures and pay no heed to the plight of others, then no one will give you the time of day. You will never get what you want, not even the battle you pine for so dearly. You'll be alone for an eternity, and you'll deserve every agonizing second of it.
Damn. Don't respond to that, Xenos. Yeah, don't justify her with a response. Even if she's right. Oh shit. That was nuts. Bro, look at the way my forehead shines if I put it... Yeah. Blinding.
We're ready to depart. The refugee ships will be leaving shortly, but I've asked mine to remain for the time being. There's room enough for you to join me on it, if you wish. Do contain your surprise. I needn't agree with the Scion's methods or intentions to acknowledge that their deeds are deserving of gratitude.
We appreciate the offer. But might I ask why you are delaying your departure? I presume it is not solely for our benefit.
I must visit Garlemald ere we return to Sharlayan.
Oh.
Having caused such an uproar, it is only meet that I explain myself to the Ilzabard contingent.
Allow us to accompany you then. We should be glad to facilitate, given our familiarity with all concerned. If you would like to join as well, Eulus, we can speak of recent events on the way.
Am I gonna tell everyone about how I went like 10 billion years into the past?
Next.
Demostinian out here. Yeah, because Alphino's a sage too. Yeah. Just like, no. I can't allow it. My son must be a loser. This is the destiny all fathers share. There'll be time later to discuss your journey to the first. It's one thing I must ask. Did you speak with our friends in the Crystarium? Yeah. Lena and Beck Luke both warn me against overexerting myself. Strange that they would express such similar sentiments. Identical, in fact. Their advice is noted. Couldn't save them all. If we arrived any later, wouldn't have saved any of them. Things were looking bleak until you and the first turned up. Oh, yeah. The Garland contingent or whatever. It's contingent base of operations? Yeah, that's us. Adulis. Sometime I was not myself. Lucy and the others told me what happened. The events that took place while I was receiving treatment. The lengths you and yours go to, I know I may be able to repay you, but I'll be damned if I don't try. I want to thank you, all of you, for everything you've done and continue to do for the sake of my people. The final day should manifest here too after everything these people have suffered. Its fate is cruel beyond words. Nevertheless, with allies old and new at our side, there's yet a reason to be hopeful. I am. See Xena standing there, so uncaring and unrepentant. Gods, I don't know what came over me. I just blurted out the first thing that came to mind, but looking back on it, I stand by those words. I would say I hope they won't incite him to further villainy, but to be honest, I doubt he even remembers what I said. Anyway, enough about all that. It's good to see you again. I think, Alice, you're mistaken. I think Xenos remembers what you said. Trying to remember buttons. Yo, this thing looks kind of cool. The heck? Does it like puff? Sword's a chainsaw though. It's pretty neat. Chainsaw with a chainsaw. Hold on. Does it really not have any like... Such a shame, bro. They should have had like fire come out of the tubes or something. if I used my moves. That'd be sick. Oh, but then I guess it would be too good, you know? They don't want it to be too good. It's not a hard weapon to get.
No major injuries then. Good. I briefed the recovered soldiers and sent them on their way as quickly as I could, but nevertheless feared they would not make it in time.
Yes.
The additional support was invaluable. Your men saved more than a few lives. Though not all, I regret to say.
Oh my gosh, I received mail.
I take it that I'm addressing Lucia Junius. I'm the Forum's envoy, Fortuneau Leveilleur. And you are owed an explanation for these most dire developments.
Alright, so when am I gonna tell them
Brought by the final days. I was beginning to suspect as much.
that I need to go to the end of the universe to find a bird lolly and stab her and her family to death?
You doubtless feel some consternation having been forced to abandon your original plan. But trust me when I say you were right to send the refugees elsewhere. Beasts have been sighted within the capital. Perhaps it was a stroke of grim fortune that the population was decimated beforehand, as they've yet to appear in any great number, but in time. In any case, Maxima leads the remainder of the contingent in an effort to cull the creatures and evacuate the populace as we speak. Once the airships have taken to the skies, I pray your men can be persuaded to join him.
You'll permit us to retain our weapons?
You were just using
I
them.
wouldn't have sent you after the Scions were I expecting you to stab them in the back.
And I, for one, would not consider past transgressions more relevant than future contributions. Regardless of the circumstances,
And that's completely
that saw us
reasonable.
before, we need men of courage now, more than ever.
True. Otherwise, we're mega boned. He's just like, what, you guys cool with this? It's like, yeah, dude. Look, you almost killed Alphino and Alizé that one time, but they're fine now. They're totally fine.
So we shall.
It seems you have everything under control. You will excuse me then, for mine own duties await.
A moment, Master Fortuneau.
If they don't add, like, an enormous crafting thing in, like, 6.2 to restore Garlemald or whatever, or, like, make a new one, maybe somewhere else, I'll be mad. Straight up, I'll be mad.
You did desire to express your appreciation for services rendered, did you not?
We did it for Ishgard.
I did. Though if you intend to again ask that Charlian alter its course, you will find my gratitude insufficient.
'Tis nothing so onerous. I wish to hear the details of this grand endeavor of yours.
Do you swear to listen and to learn, and not to embark upon some scheme to impede us?
I swear.
Alphino is wont to scheme.
Any other I would doubt, but you I trust to keep your word. For not once have you broken it. Very well. I will request that the Forum make you privy to our plans. You may await our summons at the Baldessian Annex, assuming the decision is in your favor. Does that suffice?
Yeah.
It does. You have my thanks.
Excellent. You can regale us with tales of your most recent sojourn to the First while we wait.
Oh, good. Because I have a lot to say. I didn't really go to the First. I went to, what?
Did you hear something just now?
Is something silly happening? Yeah, I hope something silly is happening, because I'm kind of tired of all this grimness. Oh, good.
Where is this star's blasted pudding?
Dawn may banish even the darkest night. And to this bitter climate
guess.
bring warmth and comfort.
Sup, Urianger?
'Tis heartening to see such an assembly upon my return. I thought often of you whilst I looked down upon our star's brilliance from the moon above.
Yes, but what are you doing here? And dressed like that? Aren't you cold?
Verily, I fear for my health should I proceed to expound upon our purpose ere I procure more suitable garments.
Then allow me to summarize. We're here because none of you lot are up there. Nor has anyone deigned to send word about any changes in the plans. It's rude, is what it is. At least that's what I thought at first, but then folks got to wondering if you weren't in a spot of bother, so we decided to take matters into our own hands. Come down here and help, if our help be needed.
Yeah, it be.
Says, but it's also something of a convenient excuse to visit Etheris. Urianger made it sound absolutely marvelous. More so before the impending doom, but still. And it's not like there will ever be a better time. What with the aforementioned doom?
Marvelous, they say, yet not an ounce of pudding to be found. I must suffer Urianger's inferior works no more.
Hey, maybe consider the plight of present company before you go blathering on about pudding and doom?
His name is Puddingway, alright? You can't blame him.
As I was saying, should you require any assistance with whatever, we are at your disposal.
Yo, hold on, actually, I'm gonna try to drag this into the screen here. I don't know if it's gonna work, but it was pretty funny. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah. I have a feeling this isn't totally working correctly, but yeah. That is all.
We were born from Heidelin's love for the lives of this star, so naturally we would much prefer to see them continue. Twiddling our thumbs up on the moon is hardly conducive to that, though, is it? Aye, not when you've all got such precious thoughts and hopes for the future deserving of more active preservation. Speaking to Orianger made us realize that while we've carried out our duties to the letter, we've failed to fulfill them in spirit. From there, it was just a hop, skip, and a jump towards resolving to do better. So please, show us how. Help us help you.
Yeah, sure thing, Living Way.
Forgive me, but are they...
Thy distant collaborators, indeed.
Hail, fellow, well met. You'd be a member of the Forum, would you? It's an honor and a pleasure to meet you at last.
Man, what? These people don't like rabbits or something? I'm getting offended myself.
That last bit is very important. As am I, if I may humbly say so myself.
I bid you welcome to our star, Living Way. On behalf of the Forum, I thank you for traveling such a distance to meet us. As you have surmised, preparations for the Exodus have not proceeded as smoothly as we had hoped. I should be happy to personally escort you to our headquarters in Charlian, where you may advise us as you deem fit.
Yeah, seems reasonable.
'Twas with reluctance that I set aside the great work of readying the moon for habitation. Be assured that I did so only after the Loporrits made plain their earnest desire to come hither, and I myself felt a growing certainty that their contributions here would prove invaluable.
In what way? What could they possibly do?
But I followed my heart.
Aw, thanks, Urianger. That's cute. May the disciples banish this darkest of nights.
I am no esteemed philosopher of Eld. Nevertheless, 'tis my hope that what little knowledge I shared shall serve them well, and perchance help save us all.
Oh, he's got the red mage stacks on his neck. He shouldn't be an
Wilt thou
astro.
attend us at the Forum and lend thine own wisdom?
Yeah, of course. But I really want to tell you about going to the past.
Start moving before Urianger catches his death. Even I'm freezing out here.
Oh, I dare say you'll warm up quickly once you're aboard the airship. Sat shoulder to shoulder with our fur-covered friends.
Pudding weight. Stop being yourself. Just get on the boat. Oh, someone said they liked my outfit. I have to say thanks. Alright. Well, we've made it here. So. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. You have a thing over your head. Studium certified history professor. Here, take my spyglass. Oh, yeah, of course. Okay. Statue is a representation of Thaliak, one of the 12 divinities of Eorzea and guardian deity of Charlian. As the god of knowledge, he rules over rivers and wisdom. Interesting, because Charlian doesn't consider itself a part of Eorzea, right? It's just interesting to me that they would worship a god of a region that they don't consider themselves a part of, I think. Anyway, there was once a system of governance in Charlian known as the Ecclesia, a great gathering of which each citizen was given a voice in decisions affecting the nation's future, and it was during one such forum where the people voted to elect Thaliak as our patron. It was not piety which drove this choice, but rather a natural progression of our principles and creeds. We Charlians have, after all, always devoted ourselves to the pursuit of knowledge. The Ewer. Mythology tells us that Thaliak bore a magic pitcher from which poured forth the waters of knowledge. The water is drawn up from the canals and cascades endlessly into the sea. As well as recreating the divine Ewer from the tale, it also symbolizes the wisdom which rises out of our city and flows out into the world. If you would like to learn more about the mechanism in which it works, the stonemasons who built it left records of their struggle in the archives of Numenon. Rather challenging construction by all accounts. You're not gonna tell me about its booty? Bro, I don't want to talk about the feet. Bro, what? If you've learned your history, you will know that the 6th Umbral Era brought a catastrophic flood to the lands of Eorzea, yet when all seemed lost, the 12 Archons rose up and saved multitudes from a terrible fate. Of those 12, it was Archon Youngcrumph who brought our ancestors here in his ark, and together they found what was to become the great nation of Sharlayan. The beach of the foot of Thaliak statue is the very spot those first Sharlayans made land. I imagine how they must have felt on that day, some 1,600 years ago. I said feet. Again. There you have it. I hope you enjoyed your introduction to Sharlayan historical architecture. Sure. To do justice to the towering Thaliak, however, there's one last snippet of knowledge that we simply cannot overlook. Come along to the foot of the statue. I'll, do that later. I dare say Master Fortuneau was as nonplussed as we to learn the identity of Heidelin's lunar custodians. As he will soon discover, they have much and more to offer to the Forum. Might I suggest we return to the Annex forthwith? We may not have time to discuss their recent adventures ere we are summoned to the rostra. We may have time, we may not have time, bro. I was gonna say, like, please. I cannot keep it inside. It was too hype. Can I go there? Yes. Crazy. This song is so good. Alright, so can I tell you all about, like, Emmett Selk now? And Medion? Alright, in extolling the virtues of Aetheris, I did inadvertently awaken the Lepores a desire to avert our beloved star's demise. Carl tells us that you have obtained new knowledge that may aid us in our ongoing efforts. I have news to share regarding our study of the Ethereal Sea, but your findings are certain to be of greater interest, so I would rather hear them first. What revelations did Heidelin's Elpis flower lead? Alright, so I guess I just filled them in. Yeah, alright. It's skipping ahead. I'm like, I just told them everything that happened in 3 hand movements? But no. Dynamis is what drives the final days. It and Akasha are one and the same. Rusnadana's theory, where an entity, through sheer force of emotion, to channel this vast dormant reservoir into a raging river, its power might surpass ether's. What if our star is so replete with ether, said entity would need to be outside its influence to effectively manipulate the dynamis of the great expanse. Meteon, or rather the sorrow and suffering of fallen civilizations that she's been hoarding for millennia. Untold anguish and fear and hatred drawn from every corner of the universe, all for a single purpose, the destruction of Aetheris. Our foe is no longer some unknowable calamity. We have one aim, defeat Meteon. You make it sound simple. You're not wrong. Vanquish Meteon, we deliver the world from the final days. But to even attempt it, there's two conditions. You must determine her location. Before Meteon escaped, an enchantment was placed upon her by Vana, the woman who became Hydaelyn. The implications of this temporal magics are not entirely understood, and we cannot assume that our Hydaelyn and the Vana you met in Elpis are the same. Nevertheless, due to her intrinsic qualities as an all-powerful being, I'd wager that Hydaelyn possesses the knowledge we seek. Whether she would share that knowledge with us, however, remains to be seen. After all, she intends for us to flee Aetheris, not to stay. Wait. No. She doesn't. She made the moon rocket ship so we could go to the end of the universe and find Meteon. Bro, she didn't make it for us to run away. The Vana I know would never have given up. It's my impression too, otherwise she wouldn't have used me as a conduit for her will, provided clues as the Elpis flower. I believe she's been waiting for mankind's answer to Hermes' question. Let's find a means to reach Meteon. Bro, it's obviously the moon! Communing with Hydaelyn must be, by necessity, come first. Did you and Matoya have any luck with your investigation to the Ethereal Sea? Nope. We enlisted the help of Arenvald and other Echo-blessed allies. We couldn't detect so much as a whisper from Hydaelyn, even from within the Antitower. Master Matoya is of the opinion that in the years since abandoning it, the Forum has found some other method of receiving instructions from Hydaelyn. If so, it would most likely have been some sort of apparatus for observing the Ethereal Sea, but built closer to home. Sorry to interrupt, we've received word from the Forum. Your presence is required in the roster where they intend to discuss the Great Exodus. Father was able to persuade them. No, not your Beppis. Finally taking us seriously. Let's see what they have to say. Alright, come on. Y'all want to know about Emmett Selk, right? To think that the Crystal Tower of the First is capable of such feats as sending one's soul into the past. Bruh, that literally, you did that to yourself. You literally... You teleported the Crystal Tower to another dimension into the past. But too far into the... So you got older... Whatever, never mind. The events you witnessed and helped shape may hold the key to forestalling the final days. Reminded of my dear friends in a future I unmade, whose selfless efforts saw the 8th umbral calamity averted. In this timeline, at least. Much has been sacrificed for us to abandon Aetheris now. After seeing Graha and Astinian back to Garlemald, I stayed in Locus Amonis for a time. Being an imperial province, it was already in turmoil before the onset of the final days. You wouldn't believe the difficulties we had overseeing the evacuation of the villages we visited. I have faith that the detachment we left behind will continue our work and shepherd the people to safety. What safety can be found in a world coming to an end? Yeah. Esther Matoya has suspected for some time that the Forum has been constructing a new facility for the purpose of surveying the Ethereal Sea. Of course, the custodian of the Anti-Tower, which would presumably be rendered obsolete as a result, she has a few things to say about that. Nothing that should be repeated in polite company, you understand. Yeah, I guess. Once again. After you left for Garlemald, I went to Labyrinthos and tried to reach Heidelin using the Elpis flowers. Alas, my attempts were in vain. I can only assume that she spent a vast amount of her power in confrontation with Fandaniel, and is presently unable to communicate. Huh. If you don't mind me staying behind while you attend your big meeting. Astra reminds me of the supremely scary tribunal in Ishgard. You'll forgive me if I keep my distance. No, Alphino. How come no one cares about Emmett Selk but me? It was a much quicker response than I was expecting. You care, right, Estinian? I wasn't sure what to make of Hermes and his motives. It's like we discussed at the Great Work. When faced with the harsh realities of life, some seek the release of death, others grow defiant. They fight. That way, it's our right to choose. Heidelin's commandment: in the event that Zodiark should perish, the Loporits were to deliver the people of Aetheris from harm. So that's the limit of their duties. They possess the knowledge of unparalleled. Let. Possess knowledge unparalleled of the great expanse and their means of its traversal. Should they be persuaded to assist in our efforts to reach Medion, we would do well to heed their counsel. Yes, of course, Oriansha, you get it. Ularastra. Hello. Forum is in session, and as such, the roster is closed to visitors. Sign on the 7th dawn. Very well. You may wait in the corridor. Of course, entry will only be permitted in the condition that you leave your armaments at the door. Lest you forget, this sacred institution holds rational discourse in the highest. The implements of war are forbidden. Yeah, sure, whatever. No, got stuck on stairs. No. Big Bemro. Alright then,
There's
Alphino.
a matter I wish to raise with you before we enter. We are here to listen and to learn.
Oh, they stole my hat.
But if the Forum's plans are more or less what I expect, then I should like to make a proposal that will serve our ends. By your leave, of course.
I'll just like, yeah, dude, do
I
it.
don't see why not. Your words and wits have gotten us this far.
Agreed.
I will present our queries so that you may consider the most advantageous way to advance your proposal without distraction.
Thank you, everyone.
If I may have your attention, the ad hoc session will now commence.
Damn, Alphino's scheming after all.
The purpose of today's assembly is to brief the Scions of the Seventh Dawn at their request on the Great Exodus.
I'm gonna turn this down even more. It's not what I meant to do. There we go.
You may enter.
Bro, do you see like my low poly gorilla face back there?
On behalf of the Forum, I commend your heroic actions on the Magna Glaciers. We shall not soon forget your service to us and the people of Radzat-Han.
Thanks.
The Satrap, whom we have informed of the refugees' new arrangements, sings your praises as well. As an expression of our gratitude, we will endeavor to answer your questions as fully and openly as we are able.
Do it then.
Then let us begin. First,
Thanks, Cryo.
it is the Forum's objective to ferry the life and knowledge of this star to the moon. Am I correct?
You are. It is for this purpose that Sharlayan has labored these many long years. We have collected biological samples and scientific records from across the star. When the time comes, they will be moved from their places in Labyrinthos and Numenon and conveyed to safety. Once that critical task has been accomplished, we will begin transporting the Sharlayan citizenry, which has been categorized into groups. The earliest arrivals are to ensure hospitable environs for those who come after. Following our people, we will send those of other nations in turn, beginning with our allies. Radzat-Han was foremost among these, but since the final days have already come to Thavnair, we saw fit to include the refugees with earlier groupings.
Okay.
An
Fair
ambitious
enough.
plan. You have accounted for the safety of all nations and tribes, then?
As many as we can.
And how, pray tell, do you decide who to leave behind?
To journey beyond the sky is an unprecedented and immeasurably difficult endeavor. Introducing sources of inevitable conflict would condemn all to certain death.
No peace tribes. They're not allowed.
Questions as to the validity of
Got
the
it.
approach aside, are your plans proceeding apace? We're under the impression that your primary means of celestial transportation is incomplete.
Power of racism, baby.
If only in that it does not meet our optimal parameters, that is correct.
Okay. But it meets
This
your
arc,
suboptimal
as some have
parameters.
taken to calling it, is fully operational and could be launched even today.
This is true.
However, the final days have progressed more quickly than we anticipated. At present, the ship is incapable of attaining speeds sufficient to meet our evacuation targets. Should we put the vessel into service, as it is now, we will be unable to travel to the moon and back quickly enough to complete the necessary number of trips. Precious lives and knowledge will be lost.
Seven hells. Is there anything to be done?
The ether burner, the primary means of propulsion once the craft is in the space between stars, is undergoing testing to determine whether it can be made more efficient. Though cargo is
Yo,
being
the
loaded
rabbits
for
should know how to
visits,
finish that, bro.
we are prepared
They
to
know.
continue our experimentation up to the day before launch, should it prove necessary.
What if the Scions were to solve your problem? We shall help devise a means to improve the ether burner's efficiency, on 2 conditions.
2, huh?
If we succeed, you must allow us to meet with Hydaelyn.
"'Twas simple enough to deduce. You have a Concord, and so you would never have abandoned the anti-tower had you no other means of communication. One far more convenient, I suspect."
The second condition, also to be met upon our success, is that we be permitted to propose another use for your Ark.
What, you want to use the Ark to go?
We would be at liberty to refuse this proposal.
Of course. If we cannot prove its merit to the 99 here, who are we to stake on it the lives of all peoples of this star?
Delightful as always, Master Alfino. Oh, we couldn't have asked for a finer plan. Allow us to solve this complex engineering problem of which we were entirely unaware until moments ago. What could possibly go wrong? The satire writes itself.
Well, I'm pretty sure the rabbits built a giant rocket ship out of a moon, so they could probably do it.
Field has not benefited from a change in perspective. When we are at wit's end, what we need is not the same dry theories recited ad nauseam, but fresh inspiration. I, for one, have faith in my erstwhile students to provide it, and I find their terms to be perfectly acceptable.
Order! Order! We have no time to waste on debate. I call a vote.
Sure, but if we speak to... They don't know what we're gonna speak to Hydaelyn around.
The Scion's terms.
Surely not many of you actually, like, care, right? Y'all are getting evacuated first. I'm surprised so many of you are like, oh, we need to fix the engine so we can evacuate more people.
"71 in favor, 28 against. The ayes have it. Fortuneau, as the architect of this project, you are the best candidate to show them its current state. And bear in mind that regardless of your personal misgivings, this is the will of the Forum.
Very well.
How is that guy so good at counting?
I call this session to a close. Return to your tasks with urgency. The final days wait for none.
They just raised their hand, and he's like, oh, 78 for... Or 72 for, 28 against, something like that. She's like, bruh. How do you know? Alright, now I have to know everyone's opinions. The further we pursue the mysteries of the universe, the more I struggle to comprehend the fortuitous nature of time itself. We measure and quantify it based on observations of celestial bodies such as the sun and moon, but from your account it's unclear whether the ancients viewed time in a similar manner. I mention this because while Vanan knew the final days would reoccur at a defined point in the future, she presumably had no way of knowing when. Even so, the completion of the Forum's preparations to escape the moon, aligning so closely with the advent of the final days, is surely no coincidence. a little vexed that we've yet to learn of the forum's replacement for the anti-tower. Though I expect that in time they'll share that too with us, and with Master Matoya if they've any sense. Perhaps if Midgardsormr were still alive in the traditional sense, that is, he could have offered to help the vessel attain the necessary speeds. And again, there's no guarantee his contribution would make enough of a difference to matter. Bro, Midgardsormr could just fly around and pick everyone up. Bro, this dude could fast travel around this planet very quick if he wanted to. Where are the Loperates? Yep, they ran off. Alright, fair enough. I don't want to talk to your fat cat. My affinity for espionage may have earned me the title of Archon, but I was completely unaware of the forum's plans. There have been clues here and there, but had I been of a mind to look for them, contemplating that possibility only serves to further wound my pride. Then anyone could have realistically surmised that their brilliant stratagem was to build a giant ship fly to the moon. Still larger vessel, and then use that to travel to another star. Even now, the whole idea seems positively absurd when spoken aloud. True. They were, to their credit, quite open about their current state of affairs. What was even more surprising, though, is when they took Alphino up on his offer. While I very much take issue with the forum's approach to selecting whom to save and when, they're not wrong for wanting to minimize potential conflicts. Fortunately, if this plan of ours actually works, the Great Exodus itself will become entirely unnecessary. I'm glad everyone is so sure that us flying to the end of the universe and fighting a random, like, magic bird girl nest is gonna save the world or something. But I'm thinking it won't. Well, maybe. We'll see. Sorry about not letting the rest of you in on my plan. I was admittedly not thinking on my feet for the most part, but since we require both a means of communing with Heidelin and reaching Medion, spur of the moment, I saw involving ourselves with the completion of the Ark as a way to work towards both objectives simultaneously. However, we must first keep our end of the bargain by solving the problem of the ether burner. I like to think it's not a challenge beyond our combined expertise, or at least the expertise of our extended circle of associates. It might behoove us to learn how an ether burner actually works before we attempt to improve it. Alright. Very convincing, Alphino. For Chanel's ability to maintain a stiff upper lip is being tested. I shall take you to see the ether burner. Meet me outside the Archeon. I can trust you can make your own way there. Yep. I can. It is being built on the brink, though. It's hardly surprising. Where else could they conceal such a massive undertaking? Well, what else would they be doing? They said they, like, wouldn't let us into Labyrinthos for one reason or another. All the way over here. Suppose I could just tell. But where's the fun? Or 74 Yom southwest. Jump. 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 Let me down, damn it. Oh, guess I'm teleporting anyway. Destination lies on the lower levels. The forum and its wisdom has granted you access to the Archeon's lift. Step inside, have Ophiline take you to the medial circuit. You know, I don't entirely remember how knowledge of the final days even made its way to us. Was it Elidibus who told us? Perhaps Emmett Selk? Well, I remember how we learned about it. I just don't remember how we learned that it was coming again. I'm not sure. Send your associates ahead to Logiston Alpha or the other side of Mariol Agronomics. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to... Never mind, it can wait. Let's attend to the matter at hand. Hopefully I can find some of these ether currents around here now, like... It's definitely up there. Frick. I'm a sick frick and I like a quick frick. Alright, this one on the other hand should be like right here. How did it get further away? Oh, because it was west and not east. And I'm, bad. Got it. Really do be chillin' though? Genomos. What a threatening name for a bush. Would have been faster to get here just by going through the freaking mine shaft again. We are to wait here while our father arranges for us to use the next lift. Here being Logiston Alpha, where the atmospheric conditions of Labyrinthos are regulated. Water is drawn from underground and dispersed as vapor, simulating the formation of artificial clouds and rain. Manipulating the temperature and air circulation, they're able to create the ideal environment for the growth and preservation of biological samples kept here. How do you know so much about it? Father brought me here as a child. What, and left me behind? Actually, you're the one who left me behind. You went off somewhere with grandfather. The night before, I'd been asking father how clouds are made, so he decided to show me. It was fascinating. I peppered him with questions the entire time. 'Tis all too easy to take for granted the many interweaving aspects of the natural world, to grow inured in the wondrous. But having gained an understanding of the complex mechanisms employed by the Laporites in recreating a similar environment, I have come to view such processes in a new light. Subterranean gardens of Labyrinthos, the lunar prison, forged to contain the ancient Zodiarch, the habitations built for all mankind near the moon's surface, each unique yet undeniably similar. 'Tis no mere coincidence. Ever since Heidelin unfolded to us the grim fate that awaits the theorists, every essential resource we could spare has been delivered to Labyrinthos in preparation for the Great Exodus, but that's not all. It's also a testing ground for the technologies that will allow us to settle on distant stars. Though the Laporites have endeavored to make the moon inhabitable, that is not our final destination. Mankind must learn to propagate life where there is none, to thrive where all is barren. Alas, time is not on our side. I have arranged for you all to enter the central circuit. It is there that most of our preparations for the Great Exodus are carried out, the construction of the Ark among them. Though our plans have been made public, access remains highly restricted. You, however, will not be subject to said restrictions and will have free rein to come and go as you please. Such is the will of the Forum, after all. We will prove ourselves worthy of their trust, your trust. Then let us proceed. By decree of the Forum, the Science of the Seventh Dawn are permitted to enter the Central Circuit. Let me in, then. Gosh, there's just so many people here all the time. It's just so many people to talk to. Don't let Alpino set foot in the gold saucer. Yeah, fair enough. The even more central circuit? No, I think we're fine. Ether burners being constructed not far from here. Overseeing the work is Kokol Donkol, after whom the forge is named. Once the necessary introductions have been made, I leave you with him to discuss the particulars. This way. There is actually a lower level down there. Alize was right. Oh wait, it's the other direction. Yo, I'm gonna be stuck in here forever. The Brenthos is freaking huge. Look, I'm not 234 yalms to the north, so you're just gonna have to give me a different. Thank you for your understanding. So I reach the center of town, I'll check again. Oh, stop. Oh, we're all just standing behind this Lalafell menacingly?
I could swap them out. No, been there, done that. Damn near lost me eyebrows.
Think, Coco, think! We'd be well on our way to paradise. Visionaries patting themselves on the backs for their grand accomplishments if you'd only think!
Yes, that does sound rather lovely.
Doesn't it?
Yeah! I mean, Master Force, you know, what a pleasant surprise. We're not blasting off already, are we?
The schedule remains unchanged, for better or worse. Which is why the Forum has elected to accept assistance in resolving the ether burner conundrum.
I am somewhat surprised they accepted Alphino's proposition, considering none of us are even kind of engineers.
There are archons among their number, but engineering is not their expertise. Nevertheless, the Forum concedes the slim possibility that they may have insights to offer. If not, you are at liberty to return them to the surface, by whatever means you see fit.
I assure you that won't be necessary. Now, about your troubles with the ether burner.
What does Alphino possibly think he can do?
Could do with a change of pace. As the name ought to tell you, the ether burner burns ether, ambient or otherwise, and transforms it into motive force. Think of it like a giant bomb that never stops exploding. Even out in that black void where the
pretty
ether's
much.
white sparse is strong enough to move our arc. And it probably won't kill you like an actual bomb. But it ain't perfect. According to my calculations, to travel to the moon and back fast enough for the Forum's liking, the conversion rate needs to be 6% more efficient. A measly 6%, you say? But if I could have squeezed even another 0.6 out of it, don't you think I'd have built it that way in the first place?
Yeah.
Hast thou consulted with the Loperites?
Yes, they too are conducting their own research, for lack of a ready answer. The moon's propulsion systems are considerable, naturally, yet they are commensurately massive.
Yes.
It is no easy feat to convert their technology into an efficient means of propulsion for a teeny tiny toy boat, as they say, and as I most certainly do not.
I guess?
Exactly! Damn it all, I asked for refined adamantite and they send me uppity rabbits with inscrutable, ancient, incompatible technology! You're trying to drive me mad!
Do you speak of Allegan refined adamantite, perchance?
You know of it?
Oh, I thought Graha, if anyone, might know something.
Only in the most general.
He knows everything.
'Twas an alloy of Allegan make, but the secrets of its production were closely guarded. As I recall, the record stated it was vital to Dalamud's construction and launch.
Aye, that's the stuff. No material more conductive far as I know. Slotting some ends like blowing up a dam and watching the river of ether come rushing through. Ain't a living soul that knows how to make it though. We were fortunate enough to salvage some of the ether burner, just a wee bit, mind, from a chunk of Dalamud that came hurtling into the Northern Empty during the calamity. With more, well, that extra 6% efficiency would be child's play. It's a crying shame that we've no other sources.
Surely the many shards of Dalamud scattered throughout Eorzea would suffice. Why not get the refined adamantite from them?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, we tried, believe you me. But only a few specialised pieces would have had any in them to begin with. Drive calls from Ragnarok-class internment hulks. Those are the prize bits we really need. According to the Gleaners, getting to them means delving deep into the shards. And the defences are still very operational and very eager to blow them up. It's rough going in there, even for the cream. Not sure they'd make it out alive.
Weren't we near that part of the Ragnarok when we went to destroy Bahamut?
Yeah. The White Raven's ghost, it haunts me.
Heavens, are you alright? You look pale as a... Well...
A ghost,
Set
I
that
know.
battle from your mind for now. Deep breaths. That's it.
There are multiple internment hulks in Eorzea alone, so handling this ourselves may not be the most efficient option. Rather, if we could salvage adamantite from the shards simultaneously... Thancred, is the link shell we established before you went to Garlemald still active?
Of course. The floor is yours.
Yeah, sparkle.
What's all this?
Gathering firewood, so to speak. We alone can accomplish little, but joined by others, we may yet build a bonfire to carry us heavensward.
Oh shit, Alphino said Heaven's Ward.
This is Alphino.
Let's go, baby.
Scions have need of you.
So we got the theme song.
Understood. I will contact the Lord Commander and dispatch our finest at once.
My sisters are somewhat preoccupied with the final days, so I will lead the 12-Sword expedition myself.
Oh shit.
Are you aware of any other sources of refined adamantite?
I'm sure there's plenty in Oz's Law.
Logically, such an invaluable alloy would have been utilized solely where absolutely necessary, in components intended to conduct or collect surpassing amounts of ether. Any extant instrumentation or devices would have likely found their way into the hands of etherologists or enthusiasts.
Because I have white hair and I'm one of the every other character. No, I don't know. That's a good question.
Magical artifacts of Allegan design? The Eastern Alliance will send word to one and all.
It is a thing in this game. Just all the main characters have white hair. I mean, not all of them, but...
No shards of the Lesser Moon scar our soil, but our stake in this cause is no less for it.
Is there anything in Othard that might be of use to you?
What did you say? Oh, you got friends in far places, lad. Anyway, if you're offering, I wouldn't say no to one of those Far Eastern sacred relics. Some of them can hold enough ether to summon a whole damn primal. Combine a source like that with the ether burner, and 3, 2, 1, kaboom!
I gather you heard his explosive enthusiasm. Might you secure us a suitable relic?
It shall be done. I know little of machines, but I promise we will do our utmost to gather the materials you need to finish your starship. I am glad for the work, in truth. Better to busy oneself than wait and fret over disasters foretold.
Then why are we all still standing about yapping this plunder for the taking? And I'm a born plunderer. I'll be an old Charlian before you know it. Start mixing the grog.
Start mixing the grog.
Arranged. Thank you all, and do be careful.
Just like that.
Aye, just like that. Our refined adamantite is on its way. Now let us consider our next steps, shall we? There's yet much to be done.
I love the Lalafell victory dances. Well, again, something or other is either the cause or solution to our problems. Do you think the self-same materials that once launched Alamud will not be used to help ferry mankind to the moon? There's poetry in it. True. Considering how much of a fuss he made at the time, I don't see why he takes every opportunity to bring it up. It was just fire. I'm confident that even the deadliest Allagan defensive mechanisms are no match for our allies. At this rate, some of them might soon have as many accomplishments to their names as a certain warrior of light. Who? Oh, yeah, maybe. What serendipitous irony that the remnants of the seventh umbral calamity would become the key to mankind's salvation. Evermore have I been. Master Louis Wall watches over us from the ethereal sea. Yep, words. There are no oaths or contracts binding the members of Ilsabard contingent. In many ways, it was even more loosely organized than the Crystal Braves. But the less I knew, no one would use the call to arms. Truly, we've been blessed with trustworthy and dependable allies. Well, I'm all for relying on the power of friendship, but now we're left with the rare luxury of having nothing to do. There must be something that requires our attention. Times like these are reminded of how famous or infamous Alphino has become. Who'd have thought he'd achieve so much with a single link pearl conversation? We're expecting a rather lot of visitors in our near future. I'd best return to the surface and inform the relevant parties. I also have a contact of my own that might be worth a try. Oh, and who might that be? That's for me to know and you to find out. On that note, I leave matters here in your capable hands. I'm slightly confused / annoyed with the resolution to that conflict. They're like, oh, we can't figure it out. Oh no. And then Alphino was like, yo, I'll figure it out. And then, it was the engineer who was already there, who already knew the solution to the problem. He just needed a thing.
Action is clear. We must harvest refined adamantite from the shards of Dalamud and procure arcane relics of Allagan make.
Let's do it like this. Get some good pace in
Summon
here.
the best and brightest of our immortal flames and form an expeditionary party at once. Call upon the Sultan Sworn and brass blades for support as you must.
Yo, Nanamo.
Send word to the guilds. We will require the expertise of master artisans if we are to have any hope of identifying and recovering these elusive materials.
Looks kind of like a dong from behind, I gotta be honest.
Of your stone torches. They are to assist the immortal flames in scouring the ruins and to help secure the surrounding areas. I trust I can count on your support.
As commander of the Stone Torches, my son Zimberg will personally see it done.
Am I supposed to know who this is?
Pippin, I would have you lead the raiding party. Assemble your finest, and with Tizona's blade clear the way.
Okay.
Lord Lolorito, I pray you take charge of the search for Allagan relics. Surely you know of some being traded on open or clandestine markets, or sleeping in collectors' vaults. Of course, I ask not that you do this out of the kindness of your heart. By all means, profit on the transactions. I wish you the joy of it. The final days descend upon our world.
How come just Lolorito is here?
Uldar's best efforts may be for naught.
Aren't there other people on the council?
From the ashes to rebuild our broken realm, did we not learn one simple truth? That which seems all but impossible to overcome alone may yet be possible if we stand together. It was the Scions who united us then, and it is the Scions who call upon us now.
Okay.
Uldar will answer that call. We will summon our courage and join the fight for our world's future. You know your duties. I, Nanamo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, bid you good luck And Godspeed.
Yeah, go do it. Literally, stop sending me notifications. Like, go away. My, like, step tracker's like, oh, you only walked, like, 12 feet today? You should probably move before your heart stops. It's like, you're not my mom? Also, I don't remember a warning saying this would be a 300-year-long cutscene before this one, but I guess we take it.
We fielded a goodly number, but our ranks are heavy with healers, and an abundance of restorative magics will be of little help in destroying Dalamud's defenses.
Yes, having only conjurers isn't that
It has never
helpful.
been thus with Gridania. We must steel ourselves for a protracted engagement.
In that case, might I suggest taking us along?
Yeah. Random Alamegans.
Commander Hext, what are you doing here?
None of the shards in Girabania are big enough to hold an internment hulk. So we said to ourselves, why not lend our neighbors a hand? We thought you might be short on people with a talent for breaking things.
It's Monago.
Me to admit it.
The best cat girl waifu.
Are our deficiencies so plain to see?
It might have been a lifetime ago, but I was once one of the scions assigned to the Shroud.
I remember this.
I know this forest well. I know your people. And I know we will be stronger if we fight this fight together.
Yeah, you were here with Papalamo. And he himself made a moon.
Upon you with a clear conscience.
Kind of.
Come, let us speak of how to integrate our forces.
Quite not as successfully as, sorry, not quite as successfully as perhaps the last two, but, you know, he did his best. Rip Papalamo. Yeah, why does my mic pick up every finger pop? Oh, see, there you go. I won't let it all be for nothing. Papalimo! Meanwhile...
There you are! We've no time to waste, brother. Everyone has already...
Or chiffon. What the hell?
That was a roar! A dragon's roar!
There's literally only one dragon around here these days. Okay, well that's not true, but there's only one relevant dragon around these days. This is literally like the longest cutscene in the game, and I'm pretty sure this is like one of the few it hasn't warned me to wait beforehand. Unless I just ignored it.
In summation, the Eastern Alliance, as well as the Honorable Lord Lolorito himself, reached out to me for assistance in procuring these treasures of the divine, and I, in turn, do beseech the Confederacy for aid. Hmm? Is that?
It's more likely to get it from Nicosia.
Hancock? What a surprise this is.
Hi, Sorobon.
And a fortuitous one at that.
Is this a new voice actor?
I have a favor to ask, you see.
Also, aren't you like a god now? Or something? Yo, where'd that snake come from? I'm pretty sure that's a new model, isn't it? Yo, what's happening? Alphino's resisting the urge to pat himself on the back. If our friends are searching for refined adamantite and sacred relics, we will only know if they met your requirements once they've arrived. In the meantime, is there aught else we can do to be of service? Already done more than enough. I had to say, though, I could use someone who knows a thing or two about Allagan technology. Lad with the red eyes and matching hair, you seem to know more than the average scholar. He knows more than the expert scholar as well. He's the leading man. If only Master Kokol knew how right he was. You and Graha established a rapport. Why don't we help with our preparations for the Great Exodus? It would mean going above and beyond the terms of our arrangement, but I suppose it's not to curry favor. As confident as I am we will succeed, we must be ready for every eventuality. This would be a good opportunity to familiarize ourselves with the logistics of traversing the Great Expanse, and if nothing else, it beats twiddling our thumbs while we wait for the adamantite. And you a bunch of helpful buggers. If you have a mind to lend a hand, I know where you ought to go. Charlie and Hamlet is lousy with researchers and scholarly types busying themselves preparing for the Exodus. Pah, that lot need all the help they can get. Alright, let's go. Well then, off we go. I want to see the boat. Like, I want to see the boat. 110 west. Well, I have to leave the zone, but there it is. Nice. Alright, well, if nothing else, there's one ether current. I really mean if nothing else, because I've not been doing good on ether currents in this area at all. Or 19 west. No, that's so west. I can't go that way yet. If I have to re-explore this whole area after I've finished it, then I will. But I don't wanna. Once I reach the next area, I'll check again, but... Did I get a new chess piece just now? Does it look good? Is it dyeable? It does look good. My shoes clip through it, which is kind of funny. And it is dyeable, so... Good to know. I want to make my own FC. Yo, people, come in here and watch the stream so I can invite you to my FC. I'm e-begging, please. 146 north. Oh, I'm almost there. $49 yams west. here, perhaps? Nice. Another 400 yalms north. Almost certainly not in this area. From what I can tell, a lot of people actually live down here. I don't know how much help we can offer, but I dare say they'll benefit from some of that fresh inspiration Scholar Montajan mentioned. Montachane? Start by asking around, ideally without getting in anyone's way. Let's meet by the Aetheryte once our work is done. Helping with the Ark, even with all the power Master Kukul's managed to squeeze out of the ether burner, it's still not enough, apparently. Now I hear the final days has arrived. Horrible creatures running rampant all over. If only we'd begun the exodus sooner. People are dying, and there'll be no end to it if we don't fulfill our duties. But we will live. We spent years preparing for this moment. We believe in this plan, and all will be well. I mean, that's nice and inspirational and all, but I didn't really help you with anything. Are you one of the new helpers? Kinda? Working on the ether burner? Oh dear, I hear things have come to a standstill on that front. Even so, I'd choose that over my current duties. Checking in loading samples day in day out is tiring, thankless work. Still, no one will be cross if I miss police and a few legumes or what have you. The forum's got enough on their plate as is. What with deciding who gets to board the Ark and when, lots of powerful people have opinions on that. My heart goes out to Master Fortuneau and the others. Hardly a moment's rest, I expect. Do they even have time to sleep? Meet and need. Helping hand is active. Never mind. Are you a player? There's just like a random naked bunny girl out here. I mean, I'm not against it. Just saying. I'm out here flying around. Vexed veterinarian. Couldn't help but notice that you've a way about you that simply screams, I have an affinity for creatures in the wilds, and since I'm never wrong about such things, why I trouble you? Yeah, sure, whatever. You see, amongst the troops of trolls living in the outer circuit, I come upon one that was sick beyond measure. I took the poor creature in and saw him healed. When I attempted to return him, he flew into a panic as if he could not bear the thought of going back. To make matters worse, the troll saw fit to escape into a den of Analas. Go after him, but I'm so fumble-footed I'll scare him off like as not, and torn limb from limb for my pains by the fiends. So I turn to you. Would you seek out this troll which I speak? I shall provide you with his favorite food, and with it you should be able to calm the piteous thing. Hopefully that will be enough to see his senses restored and for him to come hurrying back. And though I shudder to think of it, any of those fell Analas seek to impede you or pester that troll, make those beasts regret their interference. Oh, and don't you worry, you'll be rewarded for your efforts. Sure, I'll do that. Eventually. I attuned to this, right? I can't go into these buildings. Where's my last query? I shall have words with thou. Offering to help, that's very kind, but I should be able to organize what's rest of the documents by myself. It's mostly the lists of things we'll need once we arrive on the moon. And whichever star we choose as our new home, my duties are largely concerned the maintenance of living conditions. So I'll be a lot busier after we depart. I hear that our lunar collaborators have come down to assist in our efforts. Looking forward to finally meeting them in person after having communicated with them in such a limited capacity thus far. To be perfectly honest, I've not even the slightest idea what they look like. I do hope they're not enormous looming giants. I much prefer something small and fluffy, like that behatted rabbit that ran by. Ah, good. Well, then you'll be glad to know that's exactly what they are. Yum. Yum. I love this mount so much. I can't tell you why. I don't even know where it's from, but it's sick. Fancy meeting you here. Oh, it's Livingway. My friends in the forum brought us to see their tiny toy boat. It was quite impressive considering they didn't use any creation magic. What we're really interested in is Aetheris itself. But we now find ourselves in sort of a funny underground miniaturized version of it. We were hoping the forum would give us a guided tour, but it appears they're rather preoccupied. Honestly, all the time to prepare and they're still not ready. Suppose we'll just have to show ourselves around. Or at least that's what we were planning to do until we chanced upon Urianger and your good self. Since you're both dawdling about, engaging in idle chit-chat, perhaps you could show us a few points of interest. Won't that be fun? Guess so. Try as he might, Urianger cannot free himself from the Laporits. Tour of Labyrinthos, an unexpected yet prudent suggestion, given the similarities between this artificial environs and Bestway's burrow. It would be in our best interest to have the Laporits acquaint themselves with the conditions deemed optimal by their Charlian collaborators. I fear, however, that continued reliance upon my limited knowledge would risk narrowing rather than broadening their perspectives. Mayhap thou are better suited to lead this venture? But reading Urianger's lines hurt me. It just hurts. What a marvelous idea. Might we begin with that great big what's-it over there? Oh yes, the what's-it. I shall leave its explanation to Lena. Great. We're not talking about that thing, right? Because I don't frickin' know what that is. Yep. They're talking about that thing. Alright, whatever. Goodness me, to build something so large without creation magics, it's positively stupendous! Perhaps you could direct our attention to its most important features? Search the apparatus for points of potential interest. Okay. I guess. Oh, this thing! Oh, this thing! Yeah, no, this thing's actually cool. A wheel. Is that water I hear from inside that tube? It must be because those congs and gigantic wheel at the top. Oh, I see. That's how they drop the water. There's probably some sort of spiral-shaped mechanism inside it as well. It's a little hard to see from here, but is that a golden pipe connected to the top of those tanks? I can see through that window another pipe at the bottom. This must be for purifying the water drawn up from below. What the? Ambasoma. A lively one at that. It would appear the concept he observed in another time, another place, was approved for life in the wider world somehow. Good. Whee! I'm glad my axolotl friend has made it. mushroom thing. It looks like the trees in the Greatest Endsvale. Hold on. That's a bit of a strange shape. It's thin at the bottom, but big and round at the top. Quite tall for something so unbalanced. Oh, that makes sense. That's where they store the water. Oh, is it? Oh, I guess, hey, they know. Wait. No, I have auto read on. Frick. A design brilliant in simplicity, I dare say. It would only take a moment to install it, even in the harshest environments. For us Loporits, that is. Indeed, securing a reliable source of water is of the utmost importance to any fledgling settlement. Be afraid, however, the peoples of Aethera sometimes make their homes in arid deserts and such. How are they able to survive? Settlements in Thanalan are built near an oasis. So wherever you choose to live, you're never far from water. Oh dear, I worry we won't be able to procure the necessary amount. We can provide enough water to keep them from drying out completely, but it would appear they rely on it far more than we'd anticipated. A few adjustments may be in order, but once we've calculated the average rate of consumption per individual, it might be worth learning how they obtain the water in the first place. Master Alphonse spoke of the machinery responsible of that during our journey through Logiston Alpha, did he not? Captain Loporits will share his appreciation for the engineering marvel. That sounds splendid. Let's journey beyond the sanctuary of Charlian Hamlet. Must lead the way. We'll have to brave the untamed wilderness? Well, a concern indeed. We cannot help but notice the many dangerous-looking creatures with big, nasty teeth lurking beyond the safe confines of this settlement. Were we not escorted by burly custodians, I dread to think what would become of us. Regrettably, to many a hungry predator with the aforementioned big nasty teeth, Loporits may appear to be a potential and rather appetizing source of sustenance. Might I impose upon thee to assist in securing safe passage to Logiston Alpha? For my part, I shall act as escort to Living Way and Cooking Way, and trust Singing Way and Growing Way in thy care. Sure, I guess? More valiant protector they could not wish for. Godspeed. It's all the same to you. I'd rather not be eaten by some horrid beastie. Come along, Growing Way. To the water extraction, what's it? Alright, let's go. Just come on. I'm not gonna come over. Imagine thinking for a second that will do more than a single point of damage. You fool. You know not what you have wrought upon yourself. Be gone. Thank you so much. I really hope this water extraction once is worth these harrowing experiences. Part of the fun, some might say, but I'd rather not be burnt to a crisp if it's all the same to you. Mayhaps it is all the same to me. Or 68 Yalms northwest. What the? Oh, this is that blue quest that I didn't do before. I'm like, what's with the random troll? Oh, whatever, it worked out, I guess. Oh, and I have to fight this guy's enemies, too. Whatever. There. It's done. Grr. Here's a fruit. Mwah. Alright, see ya. And thus an interaction was had. Why are they so much faster than me? I don't understand. They can't fly. Here's Logiston Alpha. Our destination doth lie at the lift's top. Follow me. Yes, let me in. Marvelous, simply marvelous. So this is where the magic, or science rather, takes place. The perfect environment to sustain life artificially created. Knowledge we'll gain here will be essential once we start looking for new stars for your kind to inhabit. Apparently most of them don't even have air. We're all very lucky that Aetheris just so happens to provide everything you need to thrive. Or did mankind turn out the way they are because of the available resources, I wonder? Either way, it's nothing short of miraculous, and I can't wait to see more of it. I imagine it would have to be that way, right? Like, we had to become the way we are because of the resources we have, otherwise we would have not survived. These pants look good? Yo! They're so clean! What the heck? There's no reason. And they're dyeable. Okay, let's see them khakis. Hell yeah, bro, I'm so fashionable. Who'd have thought? Yeah, do they look good as jeans? Sure, I guess. Not particularly, but not terrible. I like them. Cooking Way is eager for a change of venue, or at the very least a change of Watsit. It's all very wonderful, I'm sure, but I was rather hoping to learn more about your nourishment provisions facilities. In other words, where's the food? I believe both the knowledge and consumables you seek may be found at Marial Agronomics. So I imagine Singing Way and the others intend to study every conceivable facet of this apparatus. Wouldst thou be so kind as to escort our visiting culinarian? Sounds much more interesting. Hopefully I'll be able to see firsthand some of the delicacies Urianger was telling me about. Even if his incredibly vivid, if not a bit too verbose descriptions cannot compare to sampling them myself, not to mention a theorist will soon be no more, so I must learn all I can while there's still time. Let us brook no further delay. Oh good, I don't have to go with Urianger. Nay. Yo, I love this mount. It's so cool. It's so big and powerful. Alright, cooking man, we've made it to our destination. You significantly faster than I, of course, is the place, yes? The heady aroma was enough to guide me here, and I spotted several of the fruit and vegetables featured in our compendium. I'd love to try some, but I read those who help themselves to a farmer's cross without permission are often caught and put into pies. Perhaps you could ask who was ever in charge if they'd be willing to part with a few samples. Sure. Let's go look for some samples. They have Emmett Selk's sick dog thing. Jibk. What a fine mess this is. Ah, it's you. One who climbed down the mine shaft. I'll show you around, but I'm rushed off my feet preparing for the exodus. I'm not the only one. We've all got to find ways to do what we can down here. Up there, first on the moon. Then on whichever star the Forum decides will become our new home. It's all so sudden, so unreal. Don't you want to go to the moon? Well, it's better than waiting for the final days to claim us, but no matter how carefully it's all planned, we'll never be able to take every variety of flora and fauna with us. Even the ones we can take may not survive in a new environment, so many species doomed to extinction. Sorry, that's not what you came to talk about, is it? Nothing quite so dire, I assure you. We merely wish to sample a little bit of your produce, if we may. By all means, help yourselves. Much appreciated, my good fellow. Over here, I guess. Come, cooking way. Have your one polygon grape. Look at their splendor. I know what these are. Grapes. Let's see if they're as delicious as they look. So sweet, so sour, the taste is like a ripe philosopher's carrot. And yet the texture is entirely different. The contrast between the outer skin and the fruit within is most peculiar, though far from unpleasant. Yes, I think I'll try another. That's certainly given me food for thought, but in a far less visceral manner than any philosopher's carrot. But tell me, what is your opinion of grapes? I guess the first one? I mean, I wouldn't die for grapes, but they're pretty good. They're rather Moorish, aren't they? From what I've read. Quite versatile, too. Something about people stepping on them to make beverages. Anyway, that's enough about grapes. On to the next treat. Oranges. Here you go. Have some oranges. Orange by name, orange by nature. What came first, the fruit or the color? Who cares? Equal parts sweet and sour, as with the grapes, yet nothing alike. I may have to consult Urianger about expanding my vocabulary. I simply cannot find the words to describe it. That's what I'm looking for is bitter. This is all very complicated, you know. So many flavors, so many choices. Each individual with their own personal preferences. Now I see why you all turned up your noses at the idea of eating nothing but carrots, marvelous though they are, in my estimation. Let no one say I said otherwise. Now, speaking of carrots, I've yet to sample any of the vegetables. Let's see what's left in that field over there. Okay, let's go. Is a pumpkin a vegetable? I think it's not a vegetable. There's some sort of enormous round carrots. No, in case proper nomenclature is less of a concern than to the taste. Bleh, so hard and flavorless, I might as well be chewing on a piece of wood. That confirms it. These are nothing more than misbegotten failures, masquerading as goodly carrots. Stop, stop, stop. Can't you see those are pumpkins? No one with any sense would try eating them raw. You're supposed to cook them. You don't find it an awful bother. Far from it. Cooking is a joy unto itself. What's more, it broadens the range of ingredients we may safely eat. Also, his name is Cooking Way. He doesn't like to cook, he just likes to eat carrots? Your name's Cooking Way! Above all else, cooking allows us to draw out the full potential of our produce. Pumpkin stew has been one of my favorite dishes for as long as I can remember. Perhaps even these hard blocks of plant matter can become delicious as the orange. I wonder, though, if there is anything even more delicious. How about that yellow fruit? What, a lemon? Yo, you don't want to eat a lemon, trust. You're gonna freaking die. My tongue. Is this poison? A lemon. It's supposed to taste like this? How can something so similar to an orange be so revolting? Might be some time before my palate recovers from this ordeal. Yeah, I don't know, man. You just, like, put a slice of it in water, and then it's, like, kinda tasty, I guess. Like, does anyone actually, like, eat lemons? Like, as they are? I don't know, man. Rather enamored with grapes and oranges. That's so the pumpkin, though I learned the hard way they're not to be eaten raw. Nor was the lemon. The deceiver. I feel violated. First time, was it? I'd hate for you to lead with a bad taste in your mouth in more ways than one, so I'll give you this lemon muffin. Doesn't change your opinion, nothing will. More lemon? Have I not suffered enough? Nevertheless. Sure. Whatever that means. Nevertheless, it would be remiss of me to spurn this opportunity to Bit sick come up there, learn more of your inscrutable ways. Very well, Lemon Muffin, do your worst. This is delicious. Although I still detect a hint of lemon, it complements the sweetness of the dough to create a perfect harmony. I never would have guessed its vile bitterness could be utilized so elegantly. My good chap, this is simply breathtaking. See, we rarely use lemon in its natural state, but it has a starring role in all sorts of recipes. And the same is true for many other ingredients. It comes down to making the most of the resources at our disposal, and sometimes that could even be the difference between life and death. No, we won't be able to take every species with us. No doubt the Forum agonized over what was worth preserving. We'll be consigned to history, hard choices. Make them we must if we're to survive. The strength of will. Now I know what Heidelin sees in your kind. Mankind, the Leporits, we were both born from the accumulated knowledge of the ancients. They learned all there is to learn about the nature of sentient life and the fates of the stars themselves. Once a civilization has fulfilled the basic requirements for survival, it will inevitably seek to eliminate all forms of negativity and achieve perfection. And therein lies its folly and its downfall, for perfection is an unattainable ideal. 'Tis the paradox of the immaculate carrot. Civilization, since time immemorial, has deemed the pursuit of perfection as progress. They pay no heed to the costs incurred in their futile quest, and all too often become the architects of their own demise, their dreams forever unfulfilled. What then is the alternative? The answer lies in not knowing that our existence can never be perfect, to be content with what we have and make the most of it. When life gives you lemons, you make lemon muffins. Pardon my Eorzean. What the seven hells are you on about? Who are you, anyway? Cooking way at your service. I'm here to help prepare for the trip to the moon. Once you get there, you'll be able to try my carrots. I've been growing all different kinds. But don't worry, there will be room for your crops too. We will work together to preserve as many of Aetheris' species as possible, if you're up for the challenge. Yes, of course. I look forward to it. It's all been highly productive, probably. Let's go and see if Oriange and the others have run out of machinery to inspect, shall we? Where's Oriange? Oh, he's still over here. Which means I have to walk back. Ooh. Especially the part with the lemon muffin. Actually, I was wondering, do you know of any other places famed for their cuisine? Limsa la minsa, baby. I will show you my culinarian prowess. Would that I had time to visit. The more I learn of Aetheris, the more I wish we could spare it. Alas, Heidelin's orders are to flee, not to resist. If only there were some other way. So close to 89. Oriange appears to be telling the Laportes in preparation for an imminent departure. Rest thy time at Marial Agronomics did bear fruit. Yeah, okay, thanks. Thanks, Oriange. Own efforts, too, were rewarded. We now possess an embarrassment of educational riches. No doubt our guests' relentless pursuit of knowledge could occupy them. And us for a fortnight. Alas, time is of the essence. Let us return to Charlian Hamlet forthwith. Not thee? That's just the name? Okay, whatever. I shall gladly attend to each and every Laporte there should further questions within my power to answer arise. Okay. Simple enough. And we return. Yo, I found your troll. It's returned. I can't thank you enough. I know they may not look it, but trolls are really quite intelligent. Indeed, they're an intrinsic part of the woodlands of Labyrinthos, and keep it healthy and thriving. We have a responsibility to put down the more violent and unruly ones. Most trolls, such as this one, are kind, docile things. In fact, my friend here has a real chance of becoming the leader of his tribe, perhaps even guardian of the forest someday. It is we who saw these creatures removed from their natural habitats and relocated them within Labyrinthos. Thus, we have a responsibility to watch over them and ensure their well. It'd be cruel to dispose of one simply because they're under the weather. Ah, yes, your reward here is promised. Yay, an ether current. Alright, see you, weirdo. Oh, my hype music is gone. Sigh. That was indeed me verbalizing a sigh to express my emotional state. Do you want to know why? Because I saw the reconstructed environmental data for Aetheris at Logiston Alpha, that's why. The forest, so lovely and so leafy. Are all of your forests like that? Trees of Dravania? Forest of the First. Yeah, there's purple forests, bro. Yeah, I like that one. Gasp, I say. But the star is so wonderful, it comes as no surprise that you're reluctant to leave it behind. I was a fool to think otherwise, to assume that the moon was something worth being proud of. Aww. How ridiculous we must seem to you, trying so hard and achieving so little. Not at all, thy works are no less worthy for their uniqueness. Thought I heard tiny voices. Thancred. How didst thou fare? I was able to glean a fair bit of from the researchers while helping to move their cargo. Preparations have proceeded without interruption here, despite news of the coming end. We have the forum's leadership to thank for that. Doesn't mean people aren't worried, though. Quite the opposite. Knowing disaster could strike at any moment, they hurry to complete their work, equally aware that a single error could be the difference between life and death. And we could hardly tell them that there's no cause for concern. Perhaps not, though aided by our goodly growing way, we may yet find other ways to lighten their burden. Me? Be of use to people? I'm honored that you would think me so capable, but I'm not sure I'm up to the challenge. Nevertheless, I believe in thee. If you say so, I suppose it can't hurt to try. Passed someone moping in the western plaza that looked to be in need of a helping paw. Perhaps you might start with him. It's as good a place as any. Come. I'm hungry. I know you don't care, but it's true. 203 Elms Northwest. Oh, I can't exit this way? Oh no, I can. However... seems I have gotten myself in a less than ideal predicament. Here we are. Oh, can I help you? No, but we can help you. Who would help me? Is my anxiety truly so obvious? A burden shared is a burden eased. Pray, tell us of thy troubles. These little fellows do look like good listeners. I'm an engineer, you see, and they say of the ship that it's the sum of decades of Charlian ingenuity that is built with peerless, elegant technology. It's all true, but I know that none of that's a guarantee. We've never before launched a starfaring vessel, let alone flown into the great expanse. All the tests we've run have been on the ground. The operational personnel and cargo will be boarded for the first voyage, but even so, if it fails us then, what can we do? If it doesn't, it could fall apart on the next flight, or the one after that. We've done everything we can to prevent that from happening, but it hardly matters. I thought the ether burner's design was flawless too, and look how that turned out. Thou art familiar with these most daunting technologies, and thus dost thou hold the power to allay his fears. Oh, I'm not sure about that, but, well... Maybe you could tell me if there's any aspects of the ship's design that you're especially worried about. Our ability to walk about and perform our tasks, for one. I've devised a mean in which to employ a gravity, spatiotemporal spell to regulate the environment. But what if it's not strong enough? What if everyone floats away and begins crashing into things as soon as we've left the star? Ah, gravitation. Maybe I can be of help after all. Up there is not so different from down here, you see. The same rules apply, and if you consider them as part of one great big cosmos rather than separate places... Suspect both parties shall find comfort in this conversation. If Thancred's tale should be true, others should still benefit from insights born of experience, and I prevail upon the Laporites to attend them. An excellent idea, if I do say so myself. There is naught we'd like to do more than ease the hearts of the fine people of Etheirys and learn more about them while we're at it. Full glad am I to hear it. Gather thine companions and bring them hither. Lana, thou hast a gift for finding souls in need of succor. Pray seek out the distressed and the apprehensive and inform them that help is at hand. I shall await them here that I might introduce to a suitable Laporit. Sure. Oh, I do so look forward to that. A place for every Laporit and every Laporit in their place. Cute. Seek out troubled Charlians. Ah. I don't wanna. This quest is boring. I just want to go into the space. Put me in the rocket. What am I thinking about? The medical facilities on the ship. I designed them with the assistance of our sages and chirurgeons. I imagined every illness or injury that one might face in the great expanse is beyond any of us, to say nothing of living out there. Indefinitely might have on the body. The crew from the moon. Why did I not think of that? Aha, haha, the end of the world is nigh, yet the work goes no faster. Schedules are such temperamental things, feasible one moment, utter bollocks the next, and yet never felt so alive. Only sleep can save her now. Rip. Oh, that didn't count as 2. Oh, that means there's extras. No. Yes, you idiot. Have you seen an envelope? This imbecile refuses to give me the alchemic I ordered without the bloody slip of parchment. Perhaps, there's a finding way? Unless your friends have a spell to make me remember where I dropped my damned envelope, I doubt they'll be more help than you, and you've wasted enough of my time already. It'd be unfortunate to inflict this man upon the Laporites. The Laporites. Oh, there's so many people! Why? My face, what's wrong with my owl? Perhaps I am a bit tense. I was tasked with ensuring the proper fauna, and only the proper fauna, are brought with us to the moon. However, the suitability of a few species is still under debate, and I can hardly make a decision myself when I know so little about the environment up there. Including the Laporites in our discussions is a wonderful idea. I will. Thank you. Perhaps their biology itself might offer some clue. Consult our collaborators, so that'd be more effective than sitting here brooding. I'm attempting to calculate how much cargo we need to consolidate into fewer trips should the ether burner make my original estimates unfeasible. There's simply too many variables. I feel as my brow will turn inside out, or perhaps our lunar associates will have more insight into how much weight constitutes too much weight for our purposes. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, well that's 3. Hardly a good number, but a number nonetheless. How might I help you? My, what a lovely idea. I too noticed people becoming rather tense, so I rushed out to pluck some fresh and fragrant tea leaves. Now I only need to track down 100 or so cups, but don't you worry, I can manage. I hope your plan to cheer everyone up goes well. This woman's doing better than you are. Yeah, I guess she's living her best life, you know? Blasted assistants, where have they gone off every time like this? Beg pardon, I have not the time for idle chit-chat. I need to reconfirm that ether levels are consistent throughout the vessel's machinery, and it seems I shall have to do so single-handedly, I swear, when I find those assistants. The Laporites are willing to help. Why didn't you say so? At least they won't learn about how they checked 24 times already and haven't slept in weeks, lazy sods. I can't imagine being that guy. But you know what? I still wish him the best. Live your best life, random researcher. Alright, well it seems no one's up here. Someone's down here. "56 bunches of weeds on the ground. 56 bunches of weeds. Rip one out, add one to the mound. 56 bunches of weeds in the... I'm not neglecting my duties, I swear. I was in need of a little break, but then I found myself unable to relax at all, so I went on a walk and noticed these weeds. Pleasant conversation partners and fuzzy? Goodness me, that sounds like a much better way to relax. Okay. I guess. Not totally sure how helpful that is, but, sure. Perhaps the size of this circle suggests that there might be people outside of this area? Probably not. No, it doesn't seem like it. There is someone right here, though. Apologies, I'm awaiting a delivery. Whatever it is, we'll have to wait. I don't seem to care at all. Oh, hey, a chocobo keep. Oh, he's so fancy here in Charlian. Cute little baby. Let me up. Hello. Is anything bothering me? Well, I've been loading cargo for bells now, so my back feels like a void since played his piano. My feet and knees is drums and cymbals, too. This cleaner seems fine. If not in need of a break. Leave me to my misery. The forum can appoint someone else. Yo, it's a good thing that the final days aren't happening above Charlene right now. Otherwise, you'd be killing people right now. I don't know what to do. How am I supposed to pilot the Ark if I'm already falling apart under the pressure? Just do it. You know a starship pilot that I might speak with? Truly? Well, then there's no time to waste. They can help me prepare for this monumental task. Yeah, I mean, I guess Living Way is a starship pilot. There's the naked rabbit again. Worries. No, I believe I'm fine, thank you. I've been confiding in my colleagues and it's helped a lot. Can't recommend it enough. She already has the support system she needs. Wow. You know, just looking around out here, just in case. Could have missed someone. Turns out I didn't, but, you know, could have happened. The only place I haven't looked now is in this corner over here. Doesn't seem to be anyone of need. What a pain this mission is. There's gotta be someone somewhere. Oh, you're someone. Concerns? Nah. This woman is on copium. Yeah, okay. That's not what I wanted to see. I still need 2 people, and the only person I found doesn't need help. Oh, this guy's hyperventilating. What's the worst that could happen? My chest is tight. Am I dying? Is this what dying feels like? Oh, do pardon me. I didn't see you there. There's no cause for concern, I assure you. No cause for concern, even though we may need to depart at any moment. If the hull I designed buckles under the strain, the entire vessel may explode on launch, killing me countless lives and dooming all of mankind. But it's highly unlikely. Yes, highly unlikely. Highly. Our visitor is gonna help me triple check for structural flaws, you say? Well, that would be wonderful. I'm breathing more easily already. Alright, there's one more. Surely I can find someone else. Maybe not. Come on, dude. Tiny Grahatia, give me a hand. How did I miss you my first time? What? You heard anything of what's on the moon? I've no doubt we can make it up there, but the searching for a new star part of the planet sounds awfully vague to me. I asked the forum, but they'll only tell us that our collaborators have everything under control. Forgive me, but I don't feel particularly safe wandering through the sea of stars on God's knows what by God's know who. I mean to say I can speak with them directly. Amazing. I hope they like questions. I'm sure they like them well enough. Took bloody forever. Behold, through thine efforts, word hath spread round Labyrinthos. Verily, to a greater number than we anticipated, Livingway doth gather more Laporits as we speak. I shall assign each in accordance with their skills, that new bonds of friendship might be forged. Should greater matters require thine attentions, watch over them, I prithee. Bro, what? What are you saying, Oriange? Please!
So much in, well, in forever.
Yes.
Lively, isn't it?
I mean, you are living on the moon by yourself, kind of.
Friends from the moon.
Twould behoove you to consult with Sleepingway. As our moon's pilot, his advice should be most pertinent.
I'm impressed. Truth be told, I struggle to tell one from another. No offense intended, of course.
None taken. After you and your friends left Mare Elementorum, we spent no small amount of time with your Urianger. Oh, the conversations we had. He told us all about Atheris, answered our every question, no matter how trifling or trivial.
Thanks, Oriange.
Look! Every page filled to the margins with knowledge. When I first arrived, I was struck by how little I knew. It was daunting. But then I realized that were it not for Urianger and his teachings, we'd still be stuck on the moon, gazing at your world and wondering what we've been missing.
What would they think if they could see Urianger now? I dare say they'd be more than a bit surprised. And impressed, no doubt.
They being who? Oh.
Filia, Papalimo, and not to forget.
Umbrita.
Oh there. Heard there was a visiting expert who we might bother with a few questions. I take it you'd be the one.
It's Moonbreeda's parents.
Yes, I am.
Oh no! What good timing they had!
Wilson and Blovida, Sharlayan's foremost researchers in the field of teleportation magic, and Moonbreeder's parents.
It hath been some time. Tis good to see you in good health.
Likewise, old friend. Blovida and I were most honored to answer the call. Never expected this reunion, though, did we, dear?
Alfei, the nerve. Sending that letter, then running off to the gods know where. Do you have any idea how worried we were.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. 'Twas remiss of me not to deliver the news in person.
I'm taking damage.
More than that. 'Twas I who...
Our daughter was disillusioned after Master Louisoix left her behind. The day the Scions called upon her was the happiest I'd seen her in years.
Bruh.
She made her every choice of her own free will. No one could have ever forced her to do otherwise. Don't blame yourself for her death. Celebrate her life. You know that's what she'd want.
If there is one thing we resent you for, it was that we could not be there to mourn her with you. Reading the words you penned in that shaky hand, we must have cried as much for you as we did for her.
I'm dying.
I'm sorry. I truly, truly am.
Oh my god.
I knew not what to say. Knew not how to express my feelings. The poems and platitudes of wiser men, musings on sadness and loss, studied and memorized, and meaningless in the moment.
Silly boy. We are all powerless before such grief. Even now, try as I might, the words escape me. But in our hearts, we know, we always know.
I remember when you were young, how the lads teased you for choosing the company of books over others. Our moon didn't take kindly to that. Be nice to Urianger, she'd shout, and give them a walloping. No matter how many times we scolded her.
So we offered a suggestion. Rather than starting fights, why don't you be the bridge between Urianger and the others? She had to mull it over for a while, arms crossed, brow furrowed in intense thought. But from that day on, she never let you be alone. She'd drag you outside to play, pepper you with endless questions, read the same books you read, all to try and understand you that much better.
I am dying.
I'm sure it was annoying and exhausting at the time.
I'm sorry, I can't really
She
say a
only
lot
ever had
about
the best of
this.
intentions.
And look at you now, at the center of the crowd. The reason there even is a crowd, having brought these people together. You've no idea how proud we are.
To see the boy, our daughter, trusted and believed in more than anyone, grow into the man she always knew he could be.
Aww.
I see her in you too. Feel her. She walks with you wheresoever you go. So thank you, Urianger, for being who you are.
Urianger! Oh. Oh.
I think I can feel her too. The truth of her life. Not sorrow, but hope and love.
Oh, man.
was important to him, wasn't she?
You could ask the man himself.
Oh, no. But watching this exchange reminds me how much I've yet to learn about your world. And its people.
You can live here your entire life and hardly learn a thing.
Well, I know that.
That's why it's too soon for this to end.
Oh, balls. I wasn't ready for that. Rest assured that I'm fine. I'm full glad to see them too after so long. Better still, it was in your company. As difficult as it was to accept their kindness, it would have been far harder if I had faced them alone. Yo, we get new shoes though. Let's go. How do shoes look? The rest of the set looks good, so. Not bad. Not great. Ugh. That's my gratitude for lending courage to the Leporites. Not disposed to rest on their laurels, several of our guests have elected to accompany my countrymen to their stations. Some few may still come hither, seeking counsel, and so I remain here to aid them as need be. If thou art needed elsewhere, do not let me detain thee. As a matter of fact, I was hoping you might check in on Alize, lest I saw she was struggling to carry an enormous pile of boxes to the west gate. I could go myself, but we both know whose help she's less like to scorn. Not to mention that, much to my misfortune, I can think of several other things I ought to be doing. Until later. I'm so busy asking questions about Aetheris that I never thought to ask more about Urianger. I'd like to, but where do I begin? Bruh. Classical Rogadin isn't so different from Eorzean. Did you ever wonder why we named our daughter Moon's Bride? When I first held her, the moon was shining, silver and full. The whole world seemed aglow. I knew it had chosen her, that she would be a beacon of that light. Of course, we let her hear our fair share of jokes about how we ought to have gone for Sun instead, with how bright and stubborn she was, but fiery as my Moonbrita was, she was always kind and gentle. One of the Scions, correct? Thank you for caring for my daughter. The time she spent with you was all too short, but I know she was proud to have you as comrades. Urianger is too, I'm sure, and I certainly feel better for knowing he has good friends to look after him. See that he comes home from time to time, will you? Bruh. I'm so close. The adventurer who helped out the students of Baltesian. I suppose it matters not to you, but my son seems to have run away. Where was he in the first place? Simply put, my wife and I work at Aporia, and she happened to conceive while we were living in the Charlian hamlet. I assure you, we had many sleepless nights wondering if we should quit our jobs and leave Labyrinthos or entrust the child to a friend of ours. Ultimately, we decided to continue our work while raising the child here. After all, our research is focused on the very future that our offspring will inhabit. The issue is, however, the magic that prevents us from revealing anything confidential is too potent to be used on children. Of course, we can't allow the little one to roam freely, or there's no telling what he might be able to impart onto others, so he has spent his entire life thus far within the confines of the Charlian hamlet. We recently had a slight spat with him, and he decided to run away. Imagine me going after him would only make things worse. Can I ask you to talk to him? I'm sure he'd be much more willing to listen to anyone other than his parents. Sure, dude. Thank you. Verpolen, my boy, is more likely in the plaza to the east. I cannot imagine he struck out any further than that on his own. Makes me think back on my own life a little bit. Certainly a relatable plight, at the very least. Her visitor Charlene, aren't you? You've a worldly look about you. Sabrina, I too have journeyed far and wide. Tell me, where is the farthest you've ventured? Another world. Is that meant to be in jest? The look on your face tells me you're serious. Ah, you should do nicely. You see, I need a more experienced traveler. Say a prayer for me before I leave to Girabania. Do me the honor. The reactor operator by the Tower of the South should have a lantern crystal prepared for the purpose. Strange request, but okay. What's up, kid? Who are you? Wait, I didn't even answer you. You just ran away. That's hardly fair. Oh, I'm getting hungry. I'm not going home so easily. I didn't say you had to. You probably won't believe me either, but I've noticed that all is not right in Labyrinthos. You tried telling me. Fine, I'll tell you. The color of the artificial light here changed recently. I'm sure most people haven't noticed, but when you spend your whole life here, the difference is like night and day. Even so, one will take me seriously when I bring it up because of my age. I got into a big fight about father with it. Labyrinthos is in danger. Who knows what would happen if the artificial sun broke? That's why I can't go home yet. I need to get to the bottom of this. Scared to venture outside on my own. They say there's countless monsters out there. I don't suppose you'd come with me. I could pay you. It's not much, but I do got pocket money from my parents. I'll gladly take your money. Then it's settled. Hey, look, if he's willing to give me 20 bucks or whatever, I'll take it, man. Doesn't mean I'm gonna do the quest right now. But, you know, it's still relevant. $89, baby. I don't get anything at 89, do I? Nope. Just at the even numbers. At 90 I get my 6th spell, though. Looking forward to it. Do I need to equip Blade of Faith? No. Confiteor turns into it. Okay. Good to know. Because I only have one spot on my hotbar for a move. I didn't mean to go this way yet. I meant to go the other way. well, as I don't intend to do any more MSQ and I'm getting kind of hungry, I'm gonna probably end it here. So, see you guys next time.